Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Puppeteer has no future. Eat the string fruit. Chapter 81. Chin-Yi leads the frost dragon swarm forward. Constantly break through the hell layers. 11, 12, 13. In the process of pushing all the way, Chin-Yi also found out. After 10 layers, the growth rate of monster attributes was much faster than before. The ice armor of the frost dragon was also broken in this crusade. But the problem is not big, and the injuries are not serious. Relying solely on the automatic repair ability attached to the ability of the thread fruit is enough to return to its full glory. Of course, this change is very happy for Chin-Yi. Because of experience and points, as well as the quantity and quality of materials and equipment, are also getting higher and higher. Finally, on the 14th floor of Hell, Chin-Yi rose to level 29. Open black lens bracket name, Chin-Yi close black lens bracket. Occupation, Dragon Line Master, Silver. Grade, LV 29, 13,568 898,800. M, 39,253 39,253. J, 1,710. X, 1,692. Number, 2,212. J, 1620. Number of controllable golems, 35. Combat power evaluation, 440, 116 stars. Skills, Blue Dragon Physique, Dragon Man Form, Dragon Element, 1000 Thread Puppet Manipulation, Damage Transfer, Destiny Line. This gains experience points. There are more and more. Chin-Yi now somewhat understands why each trial competition is basically layer by layer. It's not like other quests, it's all in one map. Because conjuring up more than a dozen layers of hell such a monster requires too many resources. There are so many people involved in the trial, and each one has transformed so much. This kind of waste of resources, even the Great Sha Kingdom can't stand it. Therefore, the strength is divided according to the level. The strength is too weak, and they have not broken into the hell layer behind, so naturally they don't need so many resources to conjure up replica monsters. Go on. Chin-Yi's eyes froze. Immediately led many frost dragons to the 14th layer of hell in the blood pool hell. In this layer of hell, underneath is a huge pool of blood. There is only an extremely narrow path of sheep intestines, laid in the middle of the blood pool. Many blood demons around condensed from it and let out a low roar. If the mental power is not strong enough, it will cause people a headache. These blood demons stepped on the blood wave and shot towards the group of frost dragons in the sky. Their purpose is obvious, that is, to drag all those who commit future crimes into the boundless sea. The sea of blood has a strong corrosive ability. Deep into it, even with the strong defense of the frost dragon, it will deduct a lot of HP every second. Even the terrain is used. Even Chin-Yi gradually felt tricky. This layer, in addition to himself, it is estimated that even the top rookie professional squad will not be able to break through at all. Su Wanning and Sha Xinline saw this boundless sea of blood. Fear also rose in my heart. The main thing is this color, scarlet, is a little abnormal. The atmosphere of the entire vision has a strong sense of oppression. If you stay here for a long time, I am afraid that you will be mentally disturbed. Sister Xinline, I was a little scared. Quote. Su Wanning's voice trembled a little. Seeing this, Sha Xinline also sensed that something was wrong. There was also a fear spreading in her heart at the moment. This sea of blood, the problem. Immediately, Sha Xinline opened her hands. A holy white light bloomed, shrouding the two. Holy light guardian. Finally, the uneasiness in the hearts of the two subsided a lot. Only then did Sha Xinline continue to speak. This sea of blood has the effect of demagogizing people and making people fearful. It's estimated to be a little longer, and there are no checks and balances. We can't help but want to jump into the sea of blood. Chin-Yi looked surprised. So insidious. But I don't feel anything, I guess my mental power is too strong. This may be a bit pretentious, but it is reasonable. After Chin-Yi rose to level 29, he would have a spiritual power of 2,212, even if he did not rely on the Qinglong physique. It is estimated that these spiritual demagoguery methods are also useless. And the puppet naturally does not need to be mentioned. If you can be seduced by the spirit, it means that you already have self-feelings. At that time, Qin could not be regarded as a puppet, but a creator. And these creatures are still under Qin orders. Even the movement of the mind can completely erase its sanity. It's really got to that point. I am afraid that Qin will let this sea of blood evaporate into nothing. When Sha Xinlin heard this, she was speechless. Okay, when I didn't say it. Below, the lower bodies of countless blood demons were connected to the sea of blood, constantly extending. It's almost reaching the height of the frost dragon. The raging ice flames also shot out at this time. The power of ice and the scarlet blood demon connected to the sea of blood collided at this moment. Moisture. The two violent energies were constantly consumed and stalemated. Finally, it was still cold ice energy that overwhelmed the sea of blood. Covered it in the past. Along the blood devil, constantly freezing downwards. Right now, a sea of blood surged up. Soon, a huge blood demon with a height of hundreds of meters appeared in front of Qin eyes. Open black lens bracket blood demon king close black lens bracket. Grade. Boss monster. Grade. LV29. M. 186,892 186,890 seconds. J. 1,926. Agility. 500. Spirit. 2003. Endurance. 4,126. Skills. Blood surge, blood control, blood replenishment, blood fountain, blood condensation. This is the boss monster of the 14th level of hell. What a high amount of HP. Close to 20W. This HP value has far exceeded the 1,000-year-old willow demon that Qin has fought. And the strong endurance also shows that the defense of this monster is also very strong. What's even more terrifying is that there are many recovery skills in the limbs. Some legendary professions with insufficient attack power are estimated to be fought faster than others. It is not surprising to be grinded to death by life. After all, this thing is backed by an endless sea of blood and can constantly replenish itself. The next battle is really the beginning. Qin eyes froze. With a wave of his big hand, he put the 4 frostbone dragons into the storage space. The 4 black pillars were summoned by Qin. As soon as these 4 dark stone pillars appeared, they quickly flew in different directions. Subsequently, the enchantment unfolds. For a moment, under the action of spatial slowness, the Blood Ghost King's 4-dimensional attributes dropped by 20%. The Frost Dragon with Dragon Bloodline and Qin 4-dimensional attributes increased by 20%. The big war is imminent. Congratulations on successfully killing the Blood Ghost King and gaining experience points 985631. Congratulations on successfully killing the Blood Ghost King and earning 7,563 points. After about 10 minutes or so of fierce fighting, this sea of blood world has been frozen everywhere. Many frost dragons' bodies were also corroded with potholes, and they seemed to be injured not lightly. However, at the wound, countless thin white lines are like surgery. Constantly wrap and fuse flesh and blood. These slightly hideous-looking injuries are also healing rapidly. Qin big brother, this Blood Ghost King's points are a lot. I have gained more than 1,000 points with this guaranteed point alone. Su Wanning said in surprise. And Sha Xinlin also sighed. Where is this extremely dangerous copy? It is clearly to pick up money. Qin, I estimate that your points for killing the Ghost King are almost 7 or 8,000 points, right? 4.6 The points of this boss alone are enough to exchange for a holy dragon heart in the trial mall. Quote. Plus so much experience, materials, equipment. My goodness. Qin was stunned, as if it was. The heart of the holy dragon is the item that he needed when he was promoted to the second stage of the transfer mission. Because it was too difficult to find, it was still using the relationship of the Sha family to finally find it. Successfully rose to silver before the trial of the great competition. Although it is said that the heart of the holy dragon is very rare, it is not an exaggeration to say that the trial mall of the great Sha kingdom is a real treasure house. It is not comparable to ordinary trading lines. Of course, this thing also exists. Qin secretly made up his mind. It seems that it's not just for the record. Even for practical benefits, these 18 layers of hell must be cleared as much as possible. After a little trimming, the durability has almost recovered. Qin then led the Frost Dragon group towards the frozen sea of blood. The oval-shaped passage of space galloped away. 15th level hell, I'm coming. In the martial arts hall. Huang Mingji saw that Qinyi had even broken into the 14th level of hell. In the face of the blood amount and the extremely terrifying Blood Ghost King, he still didn't suffer much damage. A deep sense of frustration arose. If I face this Blood Demon King, I'm afraid I won't even be able to consume it. It shouldn't be as much as it gets. At an age, I really live to be a dog. Tang He shook his head. Ah Huang, you're really getting more and more inflated. It's actually compared with Tianzhao, who ranks first in the points of the trial competition. What's more, the strength that Qinyi has shown is far beyond how many grades the other professionals in the 8 Xinjiang provinces don't know how many grades this time. Even if it's just been a few days since you changed jobs, isn't it normal to beat you? If you really count it. The closest to Qinyi in the points ranking is Zhou Tianhao, who ranks 4th. Because the 2nd and 3rd, all rely on Qinyi to kill a large number of monsters and get guaranteed points to climb the leaderboard. I'm just casually sighing. After all, the trials in the past were greater, if the average level was weaker. 16. You can still wrestle your wrists with those first old men. After all, they've only been in the hands for 7 days. Huang Mingji replied without thinking, and then suddenly glared at Tang He angrily with wide eyes. How many times have I said it? Don't call me understood. Call me Brother Huang or Brother Jia. And you call so quickly every time. It sounds like I'm your pet. Ahem. Tang He smiled secretly, embarrassed. I did it on purpose. The ice squad looked at the battle screen on the electronic screen, and was also full of yearning. Ma Hao said with embarrassment. After this battle, Qinyi will definitely shake the entire Great Sha Kingdom and even the world. I will be able to brag about it then. Once he saved me. Everyone was speechless for a while. That's a climbing relationship, right? Let's make a face. I've entered the 15th level of hell. Wei Shi suddenly exclaimed, and his hands touched nervously. It's really getting more and more difficult, and each layer of hell behind has different characteristics. 14th floor, that blood demon has its back to the sea of blood. If your instantaneous explosive ability is not strong enough, you will be consumed alive. Because those seas of blood will continue to be injected into the body of the devil. Let their health recover quickly. This 15th floor looks the same, there are tombstones everywhere. The resentment has condensed into substance. If nothing else, just look at the battle scene that Qinyi faces. They all felt horrified. If it weren't for the appearance of such a demon in this session, everyone might not see the scene of hell behind. After all, now in addition to Qinyi, the fastest progress in breaking through the level is only Zhou Tianhao's team. It is worthy of reaching the 9th level of hell. Yes, I said it on the last level. The bloody hell seems to be an enhanced version of the scissors hell we just faced. It's also very unfriendly to those who attack professions with too little power. It's just that the difficulty between the two is not at the same level at all. Ma Hao sighed. I just don't know, Qinyi can clear the 18th level of hell. Next to the main stand of the Wu Hall, the three of Aohai still did not encounter much difficulty when they saw Qinyi. It's also amazing. The 15th floor, this is already breaking my expectations of the strongest professional of this class. Even if it was Zhou Tianhao and them, I only thought I could break through to the 12th floor. Moreover, this guy seems to have more than just the means of ice dragons. The swarthy stone pillar that was taken out just now directly made that Blood Ghost King a lot weaker. If I'm not mistaken, the energy ejected by the ice dragon is also thicker. Peng Yuan subconsciously touched his beard while speaking. Crush the shock. At this moment, Qinyi is manipulating the Frost Dragon group. Constant spitting towards the eerie cemetery. The realm formed by the 4 black holy pillars was also constantly blooming its power. This kind of field buff that can add different effects to both enemies and friends. Even most professionals in the gold field can't do it. But Qinyi, a puppeteer, was able to use this method. How not to be alarmed? Unfortunately, his main attack method is still only the Frost Dragon group. And the 16th layer of hell, the volcanic hell, Hasha happens to be immune to a large part of the water attribute attack. So he should choose to give up after breaking through the 15th layer of hell. Sha Zetian shook his head regretfully. From the current point of view, the strength of the puppet creature of the ice dragon is indeed outrageously high. It is not only highly mobile, but also capable of range attacks. There is also a probability of causing a freezing effect on enemies. It can be said that it is very comprehensive. But as Shah Zedian said just now, there should be no perfect professional in this world. In the 18 layers of hell, there are just layers to restrain ice attribute attacks. Aohai rubbed his temples. Even if he only broke through 15 layers of hell, he is already very good. I can still stand out from every other profession. I didn't expect that there were really new professionals who could do this. I thought that the warning settings on the back 4 layers of hell were completely redundant. It seems that compared to the big guys who made the copy, I still think too much about 710. What Aohai said was the special settings of the last 4 layers of the Hell Quest. When choosing to break through the back 4 layers of hell, an introduction to the characteristics of the monster will appear. In this way, those peerless Tianzhao who happen to be restrained could retreat. It also avoids the fall of potential nova. For now, only the Qinyi squad can trigger this hidden prompt. The 15th floor is similar. I see that Zinline has already opened several levels. You can't be too greedy. Shah Zedian said so, but in fact, his face blossomed. After all, he not only witnessed the birth of a future legend of the 8th Xinjiang province, and also vested interests. Shah Zinline has successfully ranked second just by relying on the guaranteed points. I also gained a lot of experience. This kid finally killed the boss of Tombstone Hell. Quote, I'm reading about the characteristics of the next level of hell. I see, we can already prepare for them out. Speaking of the champion of the 8th Xinjiang province, it is still the first to come out so early. What? Before Aohai finished speaking, he saw Qinyi in the picture leading the Frost Dragon group and Shah Zinline and Su Wanning into the spatial passage to the next layer. Well, you're not looking for death, Shah Zedian exclaimed, and his face turned white with fright. The above introduction is all written. Immune to most ice attribute attacks. Why are you, a guy who only relies on the Frost Dragon as the main attack, looking for death? Really think you're invincible? The problem is, you go to the dead person. Don't take my daughter with you. Damn it. I just thought that the future of this son is limitless. Who would have thought that this guy was directly inflated? You're going to go to the place where you want to restrain him. It's just. Shah Z almost fainted in the weather. He's such a precious daughter. If he died in hell, he didn't dare to think about what he would do. Old Shah, don't panic. If it's just Qinyi who wants to go to hell, that won't work either. After all, the rule is that as long as one person in the squad proposes to terminate the trial, there will be a spatial passage to leave. That kid is inflated, and it's impossible for the 2 female dolls to die with him without the slightest certainty, right? So I conclude that Qinyi must have a way to deal with the 16th layer of volcanic hell. Peng Yuan also knew that his old friend was in a hurry now. Because he is not a party, he can still calmly analyze. Yes, Lao Sha, the 2 female dolls will follow Qinyi to death for no reason. On the other hand, maybe they know a lot more about Qinyi's methods than you do. Otherwise, why would you dare to break into the trial competition without warning to form a 3-person squad with this guy? Aohai also hurriedly said. Hearing the analysis of the 2 old friends, Shah Zedian gradually calmed down. Also, at first, I thought that my daughter was simply looking at Qinyi's appearance. But thinking about it carefully, Zinline should not be such a superficial person. Most likely, she already knew Qinyi's terrifying power. Anyway, all 3 of them had already entered the 16th floor at this moment. I can only pray that Qinyi really has the means to deal with the volcanic hell. Shah Zedian looked at the screen, his pupils were still full of worry. 16th floor, Mountain Hell. At a glance, there are countless small hillsides. On the hillside, there are countless small holes, and dark purple flames are constantly flowing out. It is rumored that those who enter here will be possessed by a flame that will never be extinguished. Day and night to endure the burning pain. As soon as the 31 frost dragons entered it, the cold aura that escaped from their bodies seemed to meet their nemesis. It was directly turned into nothingness by the hot gas. As soon as Qinyi investigated, he found that the frost dragon's stats had directly decreased by 30%. Is it such an exaggeration? Even if there was a realm released by the Black Hun Saint Pillar around, the 4-dimensional attribute is still down in general. Sure enough, what the pale golden text that appeared in the sky just now is true. The environment here is very unfavorable for the frost dragon. Having said that, Qin-Yi's face did not show the slightest panic. Qin-Yi, big brother, if you rely on the Death Knight and the Flame Saint envoy alone, it is estimated that it will be damaged by not much. Such a powerful puppet, the cost must not be. Will you lose money in this way? In fact, we don't have to clear these 18 layers of hell and compete for that false name. After Su Wanning finished speaking, Sha Xinlin also echoed. Sister Wanning is right, the attributes of this layer of monsters must not be underestimated. If you don't rely on the frost dragon, you really have to lose a lot. Qin-Yi rolled her eyes. You two are nervous retarded, don't you remember it until now? Even if I feel a loss now, I can't retreat. Just after the golden text with a warning effect came out. These two Nizi really wanted to retreat for the first time. Anyway, even if you can't see how many points other participants in the trial have. But how to say that the three of them should also have the top 5? The Hidden Dragon Academy is already a certainty, and the experience and points have earned a lot of money. Since the next level is extremely restrained ice attribute, it is very unfavorable for the frost dragon. That's better to take when it's good. Qin-Yi immediately saw their thoughts and said that he had more than just a puppet of the frost dragon. This made the two suddenly think of when they had taken them to a copy before. The horrors of the Death Knight and the Flame Angel. Then he entered the volcanic hell without too much hesitation. After all, who wouldn't want to continue to get massive rewards? But now, the two suddenly thought of the cost problem. Yes, the Death Knight and the Flame Angel did show a crushing posture when facing the Purgatory quest. But in the end, it is only a basic copy of Black Iron. And 18 levels of hell are not a difficulty level at all. If you need to spend a lot of reserves of expensive puppets, it is better not to continue to break in. Isn't it good to use this money to go out and fight copies? Could it be that I can have different kinds of puppets at the Black Iron level? Silver can only have one frost dragon. Face two fools who worry about their pockets. Qin-Yi had to show the whole cards directly to calm them down. Well, I took all the loot until now, and you still want to save money for me. Is this stupid enough to be sold and help people make money, or is it too affectionate? Really, there are even puppets of the same level as the frost dragon. Both were shocked. The main thing is that the frost dragons have completely refreshed their cognition. Such a powerful puppet, even if it only controls this one, is a peerless demon of the modern era. Therefore, they did not dare to think about creating more puppets of the same level. It feels a bit daydreaming. Quote. Naturally, it's true. Quote. Qin-Yi nodded helplessly, not to mention the new silver rank puppet. Even the original Death Knight and Flame Saint envoy. Both undergo metamorphosis after Qin-Yi acquires the Dragon Elemental skill. Turned into a Death Dragoon and Dragon Breath Messenger. The strength is more than one step stronger than before. And Qin-Yi still has dozens of evolved stocks in storage. Take them out, it is estimated that you can also break through the volcanic hell. However, there should still be a small loss, no need. Immediately after, Qin-Yi doesn't talk nonsense either. A big wave of your hand. Replace the 30 frost dragons in the sky with 30 holy sword dragon generals. Only a frost dragon carrying 3 people remained as a mount. Rows of dragon scales all over the body shone with a faint golden yellow light. Manukau. A terrifying creature holding a holy sword that exuded a simple and mysterious aura appeared in the sky out of thin air. Since there is no air protection ability, at the moment of appearance, these holy stegosaurs will fall vertically. Boom, boom. When it falls to the ground, the earth cracked open because of this huge impact, and deep pits appeared. And these holy sword dragon generals did not hold a drop of blood. Still standing straight on the ground, waiting for Qin-Yi's next order. It looks so tough. Quote. Sha Xinlin's pupils trembled slightly, and her voice was a little stuttered. The size of the holy sword dragon general was even larger than the previous Death Knight. It is more obvious that the strength of the two is obvious. The great sword in the hand of the Death Knight is too unpretentious. And the weapon of the holy sword and dragon general is golden. It shines brightly all the time. This is simply the difference between Guangwu and primitive Wujing. The two are completely incomparable. At such a high place, jumping down didn't hurt at all. Qin big brother. This guy won't be stronger than the frost dragon, right? Su Wanning asked curiously. How to say, each has its own merits. Qin pondered for a moment before answering aloud. Jumping off without the slightest damage, that's for sure. After all, in terms of four-dimensional attributes alone, the Holy Sword Dragon will even be faintly higher than the Frost Dragon. Especially in terms of its advantages, strength and endurance. In certain circumstances, such as volcanic hell, this thing is much better than the Frost Dragon. But if you put the two of them together one-on-one, that must be the Frost Dragon winning. After all, it can freeze the cold energy that others cause slowness to move, coupled with strong flight maneuverability. It's still too lippy. It can pull the holy Stegosaurus numb. Thundered. The three just wanted to continue talking. There was a violent roar in the distance. Is it finally here? The monsters of this layer of purgatory seem to be coming a little slowly. Wait until this monster appears on the distant horizon. Qin understood why these guys were so slow. I saw a giant with a height of more than 20 meters and a body composed of red rocks. Step by step, they were surrounded towards the location of the three people. Above their bodies, 377, there is still red magma flowing continuously. Open black lens bracket lava giant close black lens bracket. Grade. Normal monster. Grade. LV32. M. 38,992 38,990 seconds. 1,568. Agility. 226. 331. Endurance. 1246. Skills. Magma Spray, Big Spitfire, Hot Matter Repair, Fire Hammer, Unquenchable Ghost Fire. After checking out the skills, Qin then knew why this layer was very unfriendly to ice attribute things. The main reason is that the last skill of this lava giant is not to extinguish ghost fires. Unextinguishable Ghost Fire. Born to carry the extremely indelible ghost fire in hell, all skills contain the energy of ghost fire, and have 80% resistance to all ice attributes. Direct 80% resistance, who can stand this? It is better to use the Frost Dragon to fight this thing, and it is better to use the Death Dragon ride. Of course, the so-called 80% resistance also has a limit. Qin took a look at the details of the skill. As long as it reaches more than 3,000 spiritual power, the effect of this non-extinguishing ghost fire will gradually weaken. That is, if Qin ascends to gold, he will create a puppet related to the ice attribute. At that time, the four-dimensional attribute must have undergone a major transformation. This so-called non-extinguishing ghost fire will also greatly reduce its effect. As for the other skills of this lava giant, they are very ordinary. That is, BGBH has a high coefficient bonus to the strength attribute. The moment they saw Qin, these lava giants immediately stretched out their hands. The hot magma then continued to churn on its hands. When Qin saw these giants, they all stayed in place at the same time. There are also some who don't react. Wait, are they trying to? Boom, boom, boom. When the magma continues to surge and the temperature rises to a certain critical point, the fists of these lava giants actually broke away like this. It turned into magma shells and bombarded the three people. This is a mobile battery. Inside the martial arts hall, let the squad be located in the cyber battle point. More and more people finished the trial competition, and they saw the battle picture of the cadets who were still fighting. Among them, the most attention. Naturally, it is the Qin team that has won the top 3 points in points. See Qin put the Frost Dragon away. Many people had puzzled looks on their faces. They did not have the status of the three of Ao Hai and internal intelligence, and naturally they were not clear about the restraining effect of the volcanic hell on the ice attribute. Why doesn't Qin continue to use the Frost Dragon? Obviously, the Frost Dragon is so strong, it swept all the way through. Yes, and it's dangerous. Without the protection of the Frost Dragon, what if you are drunk by an enemy that suddenly appears? I can't read it, I can't understand it. By the way, Brother Wei Shi, you have a good relationship with Qin, do you know the reason? Looking at the eyes of the group of 6th grade classmates in front of him who were eager to know the truth, Wei Shi wanted to roar. How do I know, who do you and I ask? He even felt that Qin was deliberately pretending to be a wave in front of two beautiful girls. After all, comparing the heart to the heart, in other words, he might really do it. Don't care, although I don't know. But face cannot be lost. Ahem, this is because, Qinyi thinks. This, that one. Quote, just when Wei Shi's brain was still spinning rapidly. Suddenly someone exclaimed, look, Boss Qinyi has summoned a new puppet. Oh my god, it's so thick. The new puppet is also so cool, and the golden dragon scales all over the body are extremely strong at first glance. Indeed, a young man in the crowd with a look on his face shouted loudly, I see, I must have been controlling the frost dragon, Qinyi is tired. That's why I chose to change the summon and continue to fight. So it is. It dawned on everyone. Is this how the strong fight? Because I felt that it was too simple and boring, I prepared another means. Wei Shi also nodded quickly. Yes, 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 yes. Imagine if you used a puppet all the time. No matter how cool it is, you will feel a little visual fatigue, right? Of course, some people may think that this is a bit extravagant and wasteful. But to Qinyi, this money is nothing. As long as there is strength, the dragon coin will naturally roll in. Tang He and Huang Mingji were a little speechless when they heard it. Although they don't know why Qinyi suddenly replaced the frost dragon. But at least the reason behind it will never be so boring. But whatever the reason, the reality is that Qinyi has shown another battle puppet that rivals the frost dragon. Gymnasium Hall, near the main stand. Sha Zetian swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Trembling said, I admit, I just spoke a little louder. It's probably too late to apologize, right? It's outrageous. Before Qinyi summons the Holy Sword Dragon General. They also thought that this guy's profession was an ice dragon puppet manipulator or something. Even a single species puppeteer. It can definitely be regarded as the hidden combat class with the highest potential. But now, the screens in front of me are full of murderous atmosphere. The Holy Sword Dragon General with the Holy Sword shining in his hand. Let them know, just guessed. It's just a guess. How could there be another kind of battle puppet? It doesn't make sense. There is simply no such a bullish character in this world. Quote. Peng Yuan shook his head frantically, his eyes full of doubts. As the person in charge of this trial competition, Aohai muttered even more. Such a puppet with strong combat effectiveness, inferred from my experience. At least one head costs hundreds of millions of dragon coins, which is still a conservative estimate. In this way, these puppets of Qinyi are likely to cost tens of billions of dragon coins alone. That's not even skill books or the like. I think we need to take another look at Qinyi's identity. In the end, Aohai looked serious. This peerless demon is likely to be a descendant of some top powerhouse. Combined with this strong family base. In the end, the eyes of the three were full of horror. In his mind, several terrifying figures appeared. Each has a guess. In the first session of the Hidden Dragon Academy, there was a terrifying teenager in the world. Could it be that all this was arranged by the adult? Of course, when the three of them are imagining. They would never have thought that each silver-grade puppet of Qinyi would only cost 1 million dragon coins. It is purely shaped by relying on the threadfruit and dragon elements. In the quest where Qinyi's squad is located. 16 floors, volcanic hell. The magma meteorite in the sky struck towards the three people riding the frost dragon in the sky. The hot magma caused the temperature of the surrounding air to soar. Good fellow, why do you even know how to capture the thief first? This lava giant belongs to the big guy who looks silly. In fact, the intelligence is not low. This meteorite in the sky will make people suddenly fall into a sense of insignificance in the face of this panic and natural disaster, and manpower is unmatched. Su Wanning and Sha Xinline even screamed. One left and one right hugged Qinyi. Brother Qinyi, brother, what should I do about this? Qinyi, my guardian skills can't withstand so many terrorist attacks. Qinyi felt the softness coming from her elbows. Well, underestimate you. No, it's in the middle of a fierce battle right now. How can you be distracted? Immediately, the mind moved. The 30 holy sword dragons on the ground stepped abruptly, and the deep pit under their feet exploded even more. In the next second, 30 holy stegosaurs would jump into the air hundreds of meters at once. The dragon's eye full of dark golden is murderous. The two huge dragon palms only held the hilt of the holy sword and swung it vigorously. Dragon Saint sword slash. Yikes. Countless golden sword rays poured out towards the meteorites in the sky. When this sword chi collided with the hot meteorite, these meteorites instantly resemble balloons. Exploded. Fiery red fragmented stones scattered downwards. Qin Yi looked at this scene and ruffled the black hair in front of his forehead. Said lightly, "This is the charm of ground-to-air interception." A handsome young man stands above the head of the frost dragon. Watching the meteorites attacking in the sky, he unhurriedly manipulated one guard after another to cut out the earth-shattering sword chi. Destroy magmatic meteorites larger than humans. This scene made Su Wanning and Sha Xinline both a little flustered. It left an indelible mark on the heart. 3. Qin Yi, be careful. Sha Xinline suddenly shouted. Under the dense sword light, a magma meteorite was lucky to shuttle straight for the frost dragon face door. Qin Yi slowly stretched out his right palm. 10,000 lines white lion shield. In the next second, countless thin threads shot out from Qin Yi's palm. It soon became wrapped around and reshaped into a huge white lion-headed shield. Bang! The moment the magma meteorite hit the white lion shield, countless thin threads wrapped it directly. Subsequently, cut again. When the thin white line is retracted, countless rock debris also fell. 2. It's so cool. Quote, Su Wanning muttered as if she had lost her soul. In the distance, at the fists of numerous magma giants, the rocks are constantly growing. I want to fill in the part that just launched. However, how could Qin Yi allow this to happen? You are all here to give me a direct base camp and engage in a sneak attack. I still tell you about martial virtue. Go for yours. Bang bang. The holy sword dragon fell from the air one by one like a heavy cannon. Then he kept lifting the holy sword and killing towards the lava giant. Soon, the two sides were fighting together. If purely on melee lethality, the holy sword dragon will be even stronger than the frost dragon. Sword after sword slashed at the lava giant's body, and the rocks that hit continued to explode. Magma splashes. Congratulations on killing the lava giant and successfully gaining 25,536 experience. Congratulations on killing the lava giant and successfully gaining 24,889 experience. Congratulations on killing the lava giant and successfully gaining 23,711 experience. Congratulations on killing the lava giant and earning 12,261 points. Congratulations on killing the lava giant and earning 1353 points. Congratulations on killing the lava giant and earning 1194 points. The alert sound of experience and points earned sounded wildly. It's so cool. 16 layers of experience points and points, even the mobs have reached a very exaggerated value. Originally, there was a big gap between these monsters and the four-dimensional attributes of the Holy Sword and Dragon General. Not to mention, there is also the blessing of the field unfolded by the Black Unholy Pillar. One after another, lava giants fell, and the Holy Stegosaurus will also have different degrees of damage to each head. However, the impact is not great. Qin Yi, which has an all-round advantage, can completely put away those puppets whose damage durability is more than a quarter. Change out a brand new one. In this way, it is possible to do it without scrapping at all. If it is broken, let it be repaired in the storage space now. Anyway, at the trading house, Qin Yi made 50 heads of each species for the Frost Dragon and the Holy Stegosaurus. The reserves are very abundant. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on obtaining Lava Heart 5 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on obtaining the Fine Iron Meteorite 10 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the Agni Burning Boots close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the Ghost Bracelet close black lens bracket. Soon, all of these surrounded lava giants were killed. Keep sweeping. Volcano hell doesn't seem that hard. So, the three of Qin Yi rode on the Frost Dragon. Under the ground, 30 Holy Sword Dragons will continue to follow and attack. Look for monster remnants in the volcanic hell. Lobby observation point. Tang He's hands were already shaking. It seems that Qin Yi can really clear the 18th level of hell. I'm developed. Quote, no, because Zhang Nang's dog is fine with this kind of Tianjiao. It is such an honor for me to be a division leader. Quote, Huang Mingji glanced at Tang He with disdain. The old guy accidentally said what was in his heart. Heads of secondary schools like them. The points earned by each student who participated in the trial competition will be rewarded with a certain percentage of them. Although this ratio is extremely low. But I can't stand the number of students in each session. Therefore, this is also one of the main incomes of people like Tang He. As a result, a Qin Yi suddenly appeared in Nanjong No. 6 middle school. This amount of points was 100 times more than all the other students in the 6th middle school who participated in the trial competition combined. This is not what is developed. Moreover, produce a student who is better at the trial competition. For example, if you can enter the top 1000, there will be additional special rewards. But if this outstanding student were replaced by a peerless demon like Qin Yi, how great will that reward be? Huang Mingji couldn't imagine it at all. Alas, Huang Mingji sighed. No way, who makes people's lives good? Then he turned his head to look at the picture of the strongest of his 5, the Rakshasa team. Everyone else has hit the 15th layer of hell, and they are still fighting with the monsters of the 4th layer of hell. Huang Mingji is seriously unbalanced. Comparing hearts kills. Kill. Wei Shi shouted excitedly. I saw Qin Yi in the picture leading the army of the Holy Sword Dragon General and directly killing the boss monster of the volcano hell up to 100 meters high. His face was also honored. Ma Hao was even more excited and repeated to the people around him. Qin Yi saved my life. You know what? Qin Yi saved my life. This humiliating scene of the hard climbing relationship directly made the remaining few people of the ice team cover their faces. Captain, can we converge a little? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.